Hi, I am Dustin Pickering from Parrot Literary Corner. You know me, your noble and honest host, and I've got exciting news for you. Last anthology, Series 1, The Literary Parrot, did such a great job. We want to continue to provide this community service to our viewers and to our contributors to the program. So please get up and get a copy immediately. You know, if you're in this book, you want to get a copy. If you're not in the book, you want to get a copy and see what we're doing. You want to be excited with us. We want you on this program, and we hope to see you sometime soon on The Literary Parrot. You have to get your hands on this copy. It's amazing. It's an absolutely beautiful anthology meant just for you. Our past guests have been invited back to contribute yet again to this Series 2. We do this quarterly anthology. We will be doing this after our 200 episode milestone. As of this last quarter, we reached 200 episodes, and past that, get up and get a copy immediately. This is the only TV show on earth for creative writers, and our guests are amazing. They're also community activists building from the ground up. This program is for everybody out there who is a creative mind. Order several copies if you can and donate to local libraries. Give them to your friends, cousins, fans, supporters, anybody that you think loves poetry. And it's not just poetry in this book. Remember, this is creative mind. So we have prose, fiction, short stories, essays, artwork, anything you can think of, artistically creative, photograph.
Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the parrot. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV. Parrot TV.
Hey everybody, welcome to World Inkers Network. I'm Dustin Pickering, your noble and honest host, as previously mentioned. Welcome to episode 242. Isn't this amazing? We've been on this show doing this since last March, and we're at episode 242. So if you've been keeping an eye on us, keep watching. Subscribe to the channel right now. World Inkers Network, we need subscribers. We're looking for 1 million subscribers, and our Facebook channel, our Facebook group as well. So keep an eye out. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about some upcoming TZ Press publications. If you're not familiar with my publishing company, it's Transcendent Zero Press. And we definitely want people to know about these upcoming publications that include Edgar Lee Masters' newly selected work. If you know about Edgar Lee Masters, he was a lawyer as well as a poet who made his name through the Spoon River anthology way back in the 30s or so, 1930. So he's been around for quite some time. And he does not have a full selected body of a work, and we have Ryan Guth managed to get some permissions from the estate of Edgar Lee Masters in order to publish this wonderful new selected edition of his work. So if you're curious about that, that will be out February of this year, that is 2022. And there's going to be some excellent work in this anthology that's never been seen, some that's been published and scattered throughout different journals, like even Poetry Magazine. So we're looking for reviews on this too as well, so keep an eye out. We're hoping to get some major press on the book. The Down Into This Land is the title, is the selected poetry of Edgar Lee Masters, edited by Ryan Guth. So if you're not familiar with Edgar Lee Masters, now's the time. You want to be familiar with him. You want to get familiar with his work and then get familiar with his name and his efforts in poetry. So take a look and look him up. He's on Wikipedia if you need to know more about him. His partner, Clarence Darrow, was involved in the Scopes trial, the famous monkey trial. So he was not involved in that himself. He had left the practice by that time. But that's an interesting tidbit to know, piece of history. If you're not familiar with the Scopes trial as well, we'd love to, inform you that this was when evolution went to trial in America, teaching of evolution in U.S. schools. Some fundamentalists believed that this was somehow immoral or wrong to teach that we were quote unquote related to monkeys. That's why it's called the monkey trial. And it was Scopes, the teacher professor who was being put on trial for teaching. He went to bat for the theory of evolution. So that's an interesting little tidbit of history for you. And also we have another publication, which will be coming out shortly. In fact, it's pretty close to almost, probably this month being released. It's called Pieces, Paces, Prayers, and Poems. And it's a collaborative effort from myself and Dory Williams, a Texas City resident here in Texas. As you would know, her name from the previous book, Imitations of Love Poems, which was released a couple of years back. There's a couple of, nice reviews on this. And look at this. This is Down Into This Land, an excellent looking book. This is going to be almost 300 pages with notes, and this beautiful collection. That cover is a picture of a national park based in Illinois, I believe, that is mentioned in several of the poems. We managed to get public domain from that image. It will be mentioned in the book, in the page with the ISBNs and the credits and so forth. So, that's an excellent book to look out for. Ryan Guth is the editor. And again, back to Pieces, Paces, Prayers, and Poems. This little collection of work will be a collaborative effort between me and Dory Williams, who is a Texas City native. And these little poems, she writes a sort of aphoristic style. Sometimes she writes in verse, but mostly they're kind of prose poems, an aphoristic style. And as if you're familiar with my work, you will know that I write a kind of abstract, mystic, inventive style where I play with language quite a bit. I'm going to read you a sample from her own work, Dory Williams, that's her name, and it's called Suffer. This is the poem from the book Pieces, Paces, Prayers, and Poems, to be released in the coming months from Transcendent Zero Press. Suffer. All the gods told me not to smoke, 'cause they could not, 'cause they were right, so I suffer. All the women told me I thought too much like a man, 'cause they were scared to think, so I suffer. Someone told me I was ugly, 'cause he did not like my mirror, and called me vain before he knew I was ugly, so I suffer. They saw me trying to be happy past my suffering, but they will not suffer, so they hated my happiness, so I suffer. And when did they laugh with you? You remember? You made fun of yourself. They used to laugh with you. Now you just suffer. And Shakespeare made us all suffer, so I suffer. Juliet, so we suffer. Interesting poem from Dory Williams. That's from this book you see here, Pieces, Paces, Prayers, and Poems, that will be released by my own Transcendent Zero Press, and not too far from a distant future here. This is going to be in the opening months of this year. I'm going to read one of my poems. By the way, lucky for me, I was selected out of nearly 13,000 entries in the Urbashi Prize for some of these works this past year, 2021. From these poems are from a little bit of some of these works in this collection are from my book I have called Ghost at the Bridges of My Soul. And this wonderful little poem here that I will read for you is from that selection of those works. And it's in this book, Pieces, Paces, Prayers, and Poems. And this is my own work, Dustin Pickering. When you examine your greatest fear, foe of man appears. Thoughts disappear. You hang from one hand to another, seeking only the grievances you have adorned with paper and purple curtain. Grief does not stand, neither sit nor play. I swim to the constant arrival of my pleasures by the time dawn escapes my lips. You are still there in the hapless nothingness of my intentions, and with everything you wish comes this dream of flaw and fast hopes, which die in the light before leaves crisp and cankerworms devour the remnants of your life. So these poems are these aren't all dark poems. I just want to make that clear. Some of these poems are very hopeful and full of spiritual energies, and they're sometimes very joyful. That's why they're called pieces, paces, prayers, and poems. So there's a lot of Christian thought, if you're interested in that kind of thing. Dory Williams and both myself are devoted Christians, and I'm more of a iconoclastic Christian, and she's more of a aphoristic traditional Christian. So if you're interested in those kinds of thinking, and that contrast there within a frame of that line of thought, that would be an interesting book to check out for yourself, maybe even gift it to somebody who would be interested in this kind of literature. And that's Dory Williams and myself, collaboration that'll be out within a couple of months. We're still going through the editing process, but it will be out very soon. So keep an eye out. I will announce it on my Facebook and put it on the website, the transcendentzeropress.org, in case no one else has in case you guys haven't seen that website. It's www.transcendentzeropress.org, where you will find other collections that we've published, including collections from Lynn Coffin and the collaboration again with Imitations of Love Poems, our love anthology, which did really well. We actually nominated that for a Pulitzer, but it didn't get into the finals, but it was a nice little gift to our features in that book to nominate that book for a Pulitzer. So I appreciate everybody watching today. If you're watching right now, I would love to have you as a subscriber. So please subscribe to the channel, World Inkers Network, as I'm speaking here. Don't forget to share our content and give us some comments. You can leave comments for us as well. We'd love to know what you're thinking about today's programming. And I have some more interesting news on the TZ Press front. As some of you guys know, I was going to release the Hunger Anthology in February this year, 2022. So I want to give a little bit of some information about the anthology, as you guys have probably been awaiting this for some time. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what our vision for this book was. We had some ideas about what hunger is, and it doesn't just stick to the physical aspect of hunger as of being without nourishment. It could be desire. It could be a hunger for ambition. It can be any kind of hunger that a person can experience. So we wanted to encompass this in an anthology, and some of the proceeds of this book will go to a couple of individuals I know, who I will not name, who are in need right now of basically food. And so that was the goal of this book, was to release this in order to help a couple of personal friends of mine. So it'll be priced at $8.99, and it has art, beautiful cover art from Sanyave Mourya. He's a artist in India. He's a wonderful artist in India that you can look forward to his art on the cover. So if you're interested in art as well, he will also have some drawings of his in the book. And I'll give you a little bit of a list of just some of these wonderful poets and essayists in this book. We have a translation from Alfred Kolla, from an Albanian poet named Magini, I believe. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I'm very sorry for that. He's a very popular modern poet in Albania, and so this is an international scope anthology. We have Evie Grok. She's been published in San Francisco Chronicle, the New York Times. So there's some notoriety there for this anthology. John Guzlowski, who's been on the program here on the New York Parrot when we had the Parrot TV going on. Rachel Aikens is also in this book. She was also on Parrot TV on the program, and some of these guys you'll see in our anthologies as well. Elizabeth Esquerra Castillo, she's in the anthology. Hopefully one day we'll have her on the program. And Professor Dr. Laxmisari Banerjee is also in this wonderful collection of poems and essays on thoughts on hunger. So you guys out there, I'm sure you're anticipating this book with a great deal of anticipation. I do hope to, sell quite a few copies of this. It'll be a nice volume. It even includes the bios of the artists and and an artist statement from our cover artist about what his art intends to convey. So that's an interesting bonus. And I'm hoping, I don't have a confirmation yet, but I'm hoping Lorna de Cervantes, she's a wonderful poet here in the United States, will be writing the introduction. I don't have confirmation from her yet, as I mentioned, but we are hoping to get her to write the introduction. And that'll be an interesting, nice, her thoughts on hunger. She has an interesting book called From the Cables of Genocide, which is published by Arte Publico Press, based here in Houston, actually, and where I'm from. And so that's an interesting book to look out for if you're interested in also in hunger, From the Cables of Genocide. It's a very fascinating, just a beautiful book. I really found it intriguing when I bought it, and I immediately friended her on Facebook, and she was very kind and accessible, and I talked with her, and I even published one of her poems in Harbinger one time. I think it was like issue 3 we did when we were just a little zine. Hey, you guys out there, I'm sure you got some questions for the Hunger Anthology, and you just want to know when it's going to be released. It's going to be released by February 2022 this year, and you can keep a lookout for announcements related to it. I've sent out a PDF for people to look at to make sure their names and their poems or essays are published correctly, so that we won't have any mistakes in this edition of Hunger and Anthology. That's the name of the book, Hunger and Anthology. So let's go to a commercial break and learn a little bit about World Inkers Printing and Publishing. I'm sure you guys have been curious about this wonderful new project that Parrot TV has evolved into. So without further ado, why don't we hear a little bit about this? Do you know that there is a publishing company that wants to make life easier for you as a writer? This publishing company is called World Inkers Printing and Publishing. We publish in all different languages, and we're looking for writers of all genres, all formats. We're looking for scholars, ghostwriters, playwrights, poets, short fiction, novelists, you name it. We're looking for anybody who is interested in writing and the craft of writing to be in touch with us. You can reach us at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. With World Inkers Printing and Publishing, you do not require a lot of money to publish with us. Contact us today at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. Become a winner with other authors at World Inkers Printing and Publishing. Give us a shot. We will surely convince you. We will surely convince you at World Inkers Printing and Publishing. You can get in touch with us at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. This is an excellent new venture. It's based in Senegal and Houston, Texas, Senegal, Africa. So you guys out there, you're curious as we're going to have hopefully we'll be able to put this all together pretty soon for you guys. We'll have a scholarly journal. We'll have still have the quarterly anthologies. So look forward to that for this programming, for the World Inkers Network program. So anybody that has been within this program, has been a guest on this program as a featured guest, will still be entitled to be published in our quarterly anthologies, which we will continue to release on a regular basis. As I mentioned, a scholarly journal, which will be probably something like twice a year. So we're hoping to partner with universities on this, and it will be the arts and sciences in general. We're looking for publications from, writing from scholars all over the world on any issues that are relevant to them. We're also going to do a monthly magazine. So that's something to look forward to. If you're watching this program and you're curious, just email info.worldinkers@gmail.com. As again, you'll see that email at the end of the program. So if you guys are out there, you're wondering, what can I do? What can I do as a writer? You may be interested in publishing, your own books. You may have published a few online. You may have published, your own couple of poems or an essay or something online, and you're curious, what can you do further? So I would suggest getting in touch with World Inkers Network. We want to publish your work as a publishing company, and this is an official venture. This is an official publishing company. At some point, we're going to have our own printing machines. So we publish all types of books. We also publish academic research papers. We're going to get into that sphere as well. So if you guys out there are sitting around and you're thinking, where do I get my research recognized? We will take care of you. We will make sure that your work is recognized in our biannual journal, academic journal. So also, if you're a writer, I know there's so many of us out here, we're just sitting around wondering, how can we get our work recognized in the public, published by a reputable company? That's something that we can handle at World Inkers Network. We can put out your book, and we will do this with very little cost to you. We hopefully will be able to have our own printing machines at some point, and that way we can actually situate ourselves as an established World Inkers Printing and Publishing. We are, in fact, a registered business, and so you will definitely be benefiting from our business with us as a company. So, if you're sitting right now and you're listening to this program and you have questions, I'm sure everyone out there right now is thinking, this is strange. We went from Parrot TV to World Inkers Network. Why was that shift? Why did we do that? Well, we want to form a full-fledged publishing company and media company to promote writers, artists, all kinds of scholars, all the intellectuals out there. We feel I know we all feel disgruntled and frustrated that we're not being recognized, and we're trying to start a movement with World Inkers Network. And we were going to work with Cheikh Anta Diop University, and we will soon launch an academic journal, as well as continue publishing the anthology quarterly and doing a monthly magazine. And so we really, really want to see from you what you can do as a poet, essayist, academic scholar, researcher. World Inkers Journal of Arts and Sciences wants to hear from your research. We will get in touch. You can get in touch with us at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from anybody out there watching right now has any questions concerning this wonderful program. And this just journal, the journals we're doing, the books we're publishing. We're looking to publish 100 books this year. So we want to hear from you. Definitely get in touch with us soon. And any interested academics who want to join our editorial team, you're invited. We would love to hear from you as well. Any editors, any translators, if you're translating, especially French or Italian, Greek, we want to hear from you. We're translating, we're doing all sorts of languages, Portuguese, any language that you speak fluently, and if you know English as well, we want to hear from you. So definitely be in touch. We love to discuss with you further what we can do for you and what you can do for us. So without further ado, let's move on with the program. World Inkers Network. This is episode 242. Thank you guys for joining us today. And if you guys want to get in touch, again, I'm going to put the email out there, info.worldinkers@gmail.com. Thank you so much for joining the program today. We are a multilingual publishing company. We will not stop at English. We will not stop at any language. We want to encompass internationally the entire world. And so we want scholars and all sorts of interested individuals, writers of all stripes and colors, artists, graphic designers. If you want to get in touch with us for some work, we're looking for you. So please be in touch with us at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. This has been episode 242 of the World Inkers Network. Thank you so much for joining us today. Sorry for the short episode, but I'm Dustin Pickering, your noble and honest host. This is to give you some information about upcoming publications today, and today we did that. And keep a lookout. If you missed it, go back and watch the beginning. Subscribe to the channel, like, share, and comment. And give us some love. Tell us what you think. We want to hear from you. Support us at paypal.me/nyparrot. That's a wonderful place to donate some money to help us further our interests and our efforts, as well as your own interest in your own efforts. If you're involved with us, we'd love to have you on the program as well. So send a paragraph bio written in third person, and samples of your work and a headshot to literarycorner@newyorkparrot.com. And we would love to hear from you if you're a poet, a scholar, a researcher, a painter, an actor, a model, a musician, you name it. Whatever creative work you're doing, we want to talk to you. We want to hear from you. We want you on as a guest on this program. So please be in touch. literarycorner@newyorkparrot.com. And again, World Inkers Network, as you see behind me there. If you want to be in touch with the World Inkers Printing and Publishing Company, please be in touch at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. This has been an excellent afternoon. Buy the anthology. You can also buy our anthology. Series 1 and Series 2 are available on Amazon. Series 1 is available at Pothy. If you want to go to pothy.com, you can find the Literary Parrot Series 1 available there. Series 2 is not available, unfortunately, because of the dimensions of the book, but it is available on Amazon, and India is also available all over the world at all of Amazon's affiliates. So buy Series 2 if you want to support us that way. We'd love to have some of your money. Hey, everybody can use some money. So buy a copy of this anthology. It's a wonderful, wonderful addition to your collection. It's a huge, an endeavor we put together. We'll have another anthology coming out March, April, thereabouts, with previous guests to our program. So we'd love to hear from you if you want to be on the program. Support art, support all sorts of writing. Give your fellow writers and fellow creatives a pat on the back. You guys are doing some excellent work out there. Support World Inkers Network. And thank you so much for joining the program today, and have an excellent, excellent day. Get to writing. Do you know that there is a publishing company that wants to make life easier for you as a writer? This publishing company is called World Inkers Printing and Publishing. We publish in all different languages, and we're looking for writers of all genres, all formats. We're looking for scholars, ghostwriters, playwrights, poets, short fiction, novelists, you name it. We're looking for anybody who is interested in writing and the craft of writing to be in touch with us. You can reach us at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. With World Inkers Printing and Publishing, you do not require a lot of money to publish with us. Contact us today at info.worldinkers@gmail.com. Become a winner with other authors at World Inkers Printing and Publishing. Give us a shot. We will surely finish you.
Listen to the people. Listen to humanity. Listen to the